My husband was a high-bred golden phoenix, and somehow I gave birth to a black chicken. He saw the kid as a disgrace and summoned divine fire on the spot to burn her to ash. But that little black chick took the hit, and instead of dying, she transformed into a fire phoenix, one that hadn't been seen in 10,000 years. Just like that, I rode my daughter's glory from a forgotten side consort to the most powerful phoenix queen. Meanwhile, my older sister, who married the nine-tailed fox emperor, only managed to birth some scraggly mixed-breed fox, and went from heaven's most beloved daughter to the laughingstock of all three realms. She hated me so much she sacrificed her own divine core just to drag me down with her. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day our father had us choose our husbands. I watched my sister throw away the Fox Queen throne just to fight for a spot as a side consort in the Phoenix clan. And I knew right then, she'd been reborn too. But in this life, Dad was still playing favorites with Su Yuyan, urging her loudly, "Yuyan, are you out of your mind? If you marry the Fox Emperor, your status equals the Heavenly Queen's. Do you have any idea how much honor that is?" But no matter how hard Dad pushed, Su Yuyan wouldn't budge. Equal to the Heavenly Queen? So what? The Fox King has mixed bloodline and wants nothing to do with women. Marrying him would ruin my future. Scared Dad wouldn't agree, Su Yuyan bit her finger and signed the marriage contract on the spot. Dad had no choice but to give in. Then he turned to me, stone-faced. "Jing Yue, since your sister is marrying Phoenix Emperor Mo Xian, you'll marry Qingqiu Fox Emperor Pei Linzhou. You landed the better deal today. Once you're Fox Queen of Qingqiu, make sure you look after your sister." Looking at Dad acting like that was totally reasonable, I couldn't help but scoff. I stole from my sister? For thousands of years, whatever she wanted, you gave her without question. And I only ever got what she left behind. Now she's throwing herself away to be someone's side piece. What does that have to do with me? Dad flew into a rage, his hand on the staff trembling. If today wasn't our wedding day, he probably would have whipped me with that soul whip again. "Little sister, regardless, marrying the Fox Emperor is the greatest honor a girl like you could ever have. You should be grateful." Yuyan is kind and generous, but you? Mean-spirited, always stirring up drama, just like that shameless mother of yours. Absolutely disgusting. And with that, he swept out with Su Yuyan. The wedding dates were locked in. It was nearly time for both of us to walk down the aisle. Dad went all out for Su Yuyan, dozens of chests loaded with jewels and treasures. All I had was the gold hairpin my mother left me before she passed. Su Yuyan was draped in jewels, dressed in the finest cloud silk, all glammed up like a proud peacock. "Su Jingyu, you were born low. You can't compare to me. And your dowry doesn't even come close to mine. Don't get smug just because you're becoming Fox Queen. Look at you, so broke it's embarrassing. You're gonna make the whole Fox clan look bad." At that, Su Yuyan adjusted her jeweled headpiece, looking even more full of herself. Not like me, even as a side consort in the Phoenix clan, I'll be glamorous and classy. Facing Su Yuyan, I laughed cold on the inside, but kept a straight face on the outside. Su Yuyan was convinced that marrying Phoenix Emperor Mo Qian would let her pull off what I did in my past life, birth a noble Phoenix heir, and steal the spotlight across all three realms. But what she didn't know was that she was the one born with weak bloodline. In our past life, Su Yuyan married the supremely noble Fox Emperor, and still could only produce low-born offspring. Now she's marrying a Phoenix Emperor who can barely father a child to begin with. She might not even lay an egg. I brushed off Su Yuyan's mockery, turned around and stepped into the bridal sedan headed for Qingqiu. We rode in with music and fanfare straight into the royal hall. The moment I stepped into the bridal chamber, I spotted a white-furred fox lying sprawled across the bed. When he noticed me walk in, his eyes snapped open, those narrow, sharp eyes scanning me up and down. "So you're the Fox Queen those old geezers picked for me? Not bad looking, I'll give you that. But I've already got someone. Stay in your lane and no one will ever touch your spot as queen." Before he even finished, a flash of white light surged through the room, placing a barrier between us. First day in Qingqiu, dealing with a Fox Emperor who wanted nothing to do with women, I knew I couldn't rush this. I settled in and kept to myself. But in the dead of night, the Fox Emperor, who'd been napping on the couch, suddenly snapped his eyes open, and they were blood red. He thrashed his claws and tore through the barrier, lunging straight at me. Those massive fox claws shifting into long human fingers that locked around my throat, a strikingly handsome face right in front of mine. But those eyes were ice cold. "Su Jingyue, you had the nerve to drug me, trying to carry my heir? I'll kill you with my own hands right now." His grip tightened fast. I yanked the gold hairpin from my bun and slashed my own palm, crimson blood glowing gold swirling around me and forming a red ring. While Pei Linzhou was caught off guard, I pressed my fingers into a seal, and a massive golden fishtail slowly materialized before him. Pei Linzhou caught sight of my gold glowing scales. A flash of shock crossed those blood-red eyes. But he snapped back fast and lunged at me again. But before his claws could reach my neck, I lifted into the air, the red ring giving me cover, forming a solid shield around me. A clear, melodic song flowed out as I moved, wrapping around the room like an invisible rope, binding the raging Pei Linzhou in place. By the time the song neared its end, the red finally faded from his eyes.